The river is high and you want to go rock hounding. What are you going to do? I'm going to tell you what I do. I head to the internet. I've looked at this lot often enough that it pops right up. And there it is. All right, so we're going to click on Rosebud County because that's where we are right now. And we're going to download map. This little beauty is the Montana State Public and Private Lands map that is on the State of Montana website. And you can see all these blue and yellow areas are actually, the yellow is BLM land and the blue is state land. And so all of these supposedly have public access. Sometimes they're locked inside private land and you can't access them. But if there's public roads to them, they're open to the public. There is a new fee for state lands use. It's $10 per person or $20 for a family of up to 6. And so you might want to know that before you go. The next step is to find the geologic map of the same area. Montana Tech has geologic maps all over the state of Montana, and so it's really relatively easy to find the right one. And this is the geologic map itself. Isn't it beautiful? It looks like a work of art. And what we're looking for here are the different geologic units of the area, because you will find agates up here in the alluvium, and the rest of these are either fossil bearing or just sandstone. You gotta really know what you're looking for. This is one of the areas that we're going to be checking out. This is the same area in the geologic map. You can see here that it says the numbers are the same for the quadrangles. 36 is what we're looking for. And the QAT is Quaternary Alluvial Terrace, which I'm hoping has lots of rocks. And just for fun, here's a look at the area on Google Earth. You can really see there's a lot of, there's a lot of kind of bare, empty spaces. Okay, now I'm going to check out 3 different sites I found. This is what is known as alluvial gravel. And what that means is that once upon a time, the river moved all these rocks and deposited them here. So even if the river, which is way over there, is high, it means that there's lots and lots of gravel in the hills if you can just find a place to look. Is this the first agate of the day? No. It's mighty pretty. I think, though, that the gravel we're looking for is a little bit higher up. If we go down, we hit the sandstone, and that is a younger layer. Now that makes no sense at all, does it? Wow. This is not an agate, but it sure is interesting. Holy moly. Huh. That's a surprise. First agate of the day. Wow. This is so cool. It's almost like having a beach right here in the hills. For some reason, oftentimes when Kava comes and stops, she'll stand right on a good rock. This is a beautiful piece of agatized wood. Because she's my rock hound. Where'd she go? There you are. I just found this fortification agate lying in the road. Isn't that beautiful? Well, I'd say this one definitely shows some promise. I'm not going to do a full-blown hunt because I've already been out today, but I wanted to come and check it out and see if there was any possibility that we might find some good, and I think we will. So we'll come back here again. Okay, well, let's go check out another site. This state lands I've never been to. I've been keeping watch out at the side of the road for interesting rocks, and there's a big pile here, so I think that's a good place to start, even though that's not actually inside the land. It's at the side of the road. Now there's a road here, and over there is a creek. I want to get over to the creek eventually because that's where there are likely to be rocks. You can see it's mostly dirt here, and that's because this is what they call an alluvial terrace, which means that the rocks are down lower. It's a kind of a flat covered with mud. I can hear the creek though. Huh, that's interesting. This is the creek. I thought I heard water, but I didn't. Must have just been the leaves. Well, we came up because There's a dead cow down in the river. Kava, leave it. And Kava has the tendency to roll in dead things. So we're trying to get her away from there. There is not as much there aren't as many actual rocks as I was hoping for. Oh, there's another one. What the heck? Maybe this is where they dump them. Kava, come here. No substitute for being there in person, I guess. The creek, I'm going to leave the creek for a little while because there seem to be just dead cow carcasses everywhere. I'm gonna hike in a little ways. Each of these state land parcels is a mile square, so we've got plenty of space. Maybe we'll find something. If not, we'll have had a good hike. We just came upon another cow carcass. Definitely they're just being dumped there. Oh my gosh, the smell is horrendous. I'm so glad that Kava didn't decide to roll in it. We're down in the creek bed again. No more dead cows, so it's safe to come here. We're actually walking over to these cliffs over here. I'm gonna see if we can find some rocks. So far, all it has been is bare dirt. Here is some more of that creek bed. Looks like we're getting a little bit deeper, maybe even some rocks down there, although I suspect it's just fallen leaves. We're gonna keep trying though. Look at this tree. It's just huge. Huge and tangled and beautiful. Well, I think we might be going to get skunked as far as rocks go. How odd. But it sure is pretty out here. What kind of creature do you suppose lives in that hole? Our first rock. It's all mud. Mud, mud, mud. Just nothing but dirt for as far as the eye can see. Wow. When I zoomed in on this spot in Google Earth, there were lots of bare spots like this that I interpreted as maybe some rocks, but in fact, it's just bare dirt. Kava's interested in the prairie dog village there. Don't worry, they're fine. They're very fast, and she's not. Well, as far as rock hunting goes, that was an abysmal experience. However, I learned a great deal. That's a pretty piece of chert. And I know now a little bit more than I did before. Well, I'm at it again. We are at another state land that has some possibility of having some rocks. I've found some things here before. This stuff is called quaternary alluvial cover. And there are areas in this place that are completely graveled, and there are other places that have no gravel at all. So it's a pretty interesting map. You can see here that the water has really washed out this road, and it has uncovered a whole bunch of cool rocks. Wow, I like that one. You can see the hillside is covered with gravel, and every time it rains, a little bit more gets washed away, so there's a good chance we might find something fun. Like this cactus flower. That's not what I'm looking for, but it is cool. Some more cactus flowers. Interesting that this one's orange and the other one's yellow. Anyway, down here you can see some of the gravel poking up through the ground, so we're gonna hike down there. This is weird. This looks like, oh, look at that, there's some moss there. It looks, it's an agate, but it's green. That's amazing. This stuff almost looks like obsidian. That is a really unusual piece. Somebody broke it open, maybe long ago. Whoa, that's almost carnelian. Pretty. Looks like Kava has stood on another vine here. This one is agate. Ah! This one is agate, but not super clean. Some of these have been broken by the native people who used to live here when they were looking for things to make arrowheads out of. Sometimes you'll find a core that has been broken in like all four sides. It's really cool. Itty bitty bitty agate. Some petrified wood. The stuff that you find out in the hills here isn't nearly as tumbled as the stuff you find on the river. This was all deposited by the river, but a long, long time ago. Here's some lava, just in case you needed proof that these rocks are volcanic. It's really fairly light. It's almost pumice. Not that light, though. It's another agate that's a water line. Pretty cool. This one has the rind that is common for agates. Let's see if it is. Made. Yay, in bright sunlight it's pretty clear that this is pretty muddy inside. It's not a nice agate at all. Oh well. Really is a beautiful time of year. My goodness, someone left treasures for people to find. There's some petrified wood, some really cool agate. Ooh, look at the dendrites in that one. That is really neat. I think I'll leave most of them. I'm going to take this one because it looks like it might tumble beautifully. Thank you, kind stranger. Check out this jasp agate. Wow, that is going to have some interesting cuts. All right, according to the map, this creek bed is in a non-rocky kind of formation, but just up there is some more of that alluvial cover. So I'm gonna go see if there's some gravel. This is much farther than I've ever been in this area. I don't see any gravel yet, but there's coal here. So we knew there was some rock formation going on. This is a gravel known as Clinker. It's actually baked clay from burning underground coal seams. Looks like maybe there's some gravel over there. I'm gonna walk over there, and then the road is back this way, so we'll just follow this grassy thing back to the road and then to the car. Well, it's gravel all right. The wrong kind of gravel. This is broken up sandstone, which is in a totally different formation than what we're looking for. Sometimes you can find plant fossils, leaves and twigs and that kind of thing in the sandstone. I'm going to take a look here and see if I see anything. Here's a partial leaf. I don't know if you can see that very well. Yeah, you can see it just fine. So it's kind of like a half of a leaf. That's cool. Kava wants to know why we've stopped again. This is a stick impression. It's a pretty weak fossil, but it's a fossil. Whew, that was fun. Hot, but fun. I learned some things. I learned that I need to figure out a better way to mount distance so I really know exactly where I'm headed. I did find some awesome things, and I'm learning more about how to read maps. So all in all, it's a good day. Thanks for watching. This is Kate from Katie Did. Keep on doing. If you're coming to Montana to hunt the Yellowstone River, be sure to check out my book, So Many Beautiful Rocks. It's available on my Etsy store, and the link is in the description below.